gone to 6 runs.
Hello and welcome. You're watching Cricket Carnival T20 on NewsX. I'm Ritanshu Bhattacharya. But of course, tonight is a very special edition of the show, because before we head into discussing what's happening in IPL, let's have a look first at the big news coming in from the longer format of the game. That is, of course, the Champions Trophy. And despite having a dismal record against India in ICC events, current PCB chief selector Inzamam ul Haq is optimistic about Pakistan's chances against India in the upcoming Champions Trophy. Remember, after India announced its 15-member squad for the upcoming trophy, India will be up against Pakistan in the mother of all cricketing clashes on the 4th of June, when the two arch-rivals take on each other in their group clash. Inzamam admitted that Pakistan didn't have a good record against India in major events, but added that he was sure that his players could perform well this time around. Well, let's go across to our guest who are joining us. Shishir Hatangiri, former Indian cricketer. Also joining me is Rajkumar Sharma as well, Virat Kohli's coach. Rajkumar, I thought for a second today was April Fool's Day.
No, he has to be optimistic. I mean, he's the chairman selection committee, so
yes.
I mean, he has to encourage his boys. But as everybody knows, we have never lost to Pakistan in any of the ICC events, whether it was any World Cup. So I think still the way Indian team has been playing cricket for last 1 year, I think Pakistan stands no chance, and we can defeat them convincingly.
Well, Shishir, I dare to say this, but has the sheen been taken off an Indo-Pakistan encounter, given the fact that it is perhaps one of the most overexploited matches that happens in every important ICC event, because it's known to be a money spinner? And also perhaps because India and Pakistan no longer, let's be realistic, they are no longer seen as rivals on the same platform.
A bit of both. I really think the main issue is that the surround sound around the Indo-Pak game is missing these days. Initially, when it started in '78, when India toured Pakistan after that big break, there was a surround sound, there was expectancy, there was the rivalry across the border, given the political situation. So, everything sort of added up to an Indo-Pak dramatic sport or a cricket match. That has changed, because, when you start playing somebody too often and beat them too often, the fizz goes out of the soda, and that's what happened. The fizz went out. And yes, having said that, when you're playing in places like Birmingham and Leicester, and, where there's a stress, what you will find is a great enthusiasm, a great fan base,
Indeed.
Also great sporting rivalry between these two teams outside the ambit of a cricket ground. And this is something that, adds to the pressure of the players. For Inzamam to say something, or for Anil Kumble to say something, it's all very well, playing mind games. At the end of the day, it's what happens within the realm of a cricket field. And India has shown that they are
Shishir,
a more competent
Murphy's Law
side.
indicates that
Having
sooner or
said that, I
later,
must tell you one thing, that Pakistan are pretty much fearless.
yes, and that's my point. Murphy's Law indicates that at some point or the other, the streak will be broken and Pakistan will win a game against India at the international stage. That's and sooner or later it has to happen. Now, does that really increase the pressure on Team India, because they don't want to be seen as the first team to actually lose to Pakistan at a major ICC tournament?
Well, it shouldn't happen. And, when it's an ICC tournament, one would expect that, you can lose one and still stay in the tournament or come back into the tournament. So whoever loses, whether it's India, Pakistan or Australia, in the league stages, I don't think the result is going to affect the players so much. Yes, the pre-match tension and the butterflies are always going to be different for an Indo-Pak game. And we know that. As cricket lovers, we feel the pressure. So I think the players feel much more of it. But at the end of the day, it's also about going ahead in the tournament and doing well, and probably winning the ICC championship. I mean, if I had to forego an India-Pakistan match and say, okay, I am prepared to lose this one to win the ICC championship trophy, I'd rather do that. If I was guaranteed a win, I'd do that.
Yeah, but unfortunately we are not. And this is like a final, apart from the final indeed. If you win this match, a lot of people will forgive you for not winning the Champions Trophy. But if you lose this, even if you go on to win the Champions Trophy, not everyone will forgive the Team India.
Yeah, it's for the fans to always think like that India should never lose to Pakistan. Oh, I mean, if they don't win ICC trophy, they doesn't mind it. But if they beat Pakistan, it's a final for them. But yes, it's a very high pressure game, and I think whosoever controls his nerves is going to win. And India has done well always against Pakistan, and I think they'll keep that momentum going.
Well, that of course happens after the current cricketing carnival ends, and that, for instance, is nowhere close to completion, because right now the action continues to be as hot as ever from IPL Season 10. Hyderabad beat table toppers Team Mumbai by 7 wickets in the 48th match of the IPL. After they restricted Mumbai to 138 with the loss of 7 wickets in 20 overs, Shikhar Dhawan and Moises Henrique put up a brilliant partnership to chase down the modest target as Hyderabad won in 18.2 overs. After losing the wicket of skipper David Warner early, Dhawan and Henriques set the momentum before the Australian was dismissed for 44. Dhawan went on to score his 28th IPL half century in the match. So this win doesn't guarantee Hyderabad a place in the playoffs. It puts Delhi out of the reckoning. Earlier, Rohit Sharma hit his 32nd IPL half-turn to steady Mumbai as they lost wickets at regular intervals to a disciplined Hyderabad bowling attack. Alright, so as we put out the scorecard on the screen here, I'm sorry, I'm still having a hangover from the Champions Trophy discussion here. What's important is that this match saw the return in form to both Shikhar Dhawan and Rohit Sharma, who were the two people who were very instrumental in India's Champions Trophy victory 4 years ago.
I think this is very important that both of them are in good form, and
yes.
Last time also, as we saw in 2013, they played a major role in winning India the Champions Trophy, because opening stand has to be very, very good, because in England, if you're facing a new ball, it swings a lot. And if the top order gets out early, it becomes difficult for the middle order to handle that swing bowling. So it is very important that these two players are in good form, and as they have shown yesterday, I think they keep on that form for Champions Trophy. That will be very good for the Indian team.
Absolutely. That's the takeaway from Team India's perspective. But obviously the rivalries are fresh amongst all teams here, and working and playing unitedly for India still seems somewhere away on the horizon. Meanwhile, Sunrisers Hyderabad mentor VVS Lakshman had this to say about Shikhar Dhawan and his return to form. Let's listen in.
Shikhar Dhawan was just outstanding and so impressed, and also would congratulate him and wish him all the best for the Champions Trophy, because right from the start of the tournament, I think he's made some technical changes to his batting, and he's looking in great frame of mind, and I think that augurs well for Indian cricket.
It's very important for Sunrisers Hyderabad at least to have Shikhar Dhawan back in form, and perhaps it couldn't have come at a better opportunity, at better time, peaking at the right time, as they say, when Hyderabad is making that last-ditch dash for the Final Four. It's very important that all their guns come firing, and that's key to that success is Shikhar Dhawan's return to form.
Yeah, especially when you lose Warner early. I mean, the fact is, you know very well that Warner is somebody who can snatch a game away from the opposition. But in case he were to get out early, as he did yesterday, you need somebody like Shikhar. I'm speaking in the context of franchisee cricket only. That his performance is very critical because their strength is their bowling. And if you can get contributions from somebody as experienced and mature as Shikhar Dhawan, then what you're doing is you're lending that credibility to that batting lineup, which is really top heavy. And if you can do that, I think Sunrisers give themselves enough runs to put pressure on opposition with the strength of their bowling. They've got two bowlers who are really out of the box in terms of their performance. One is of course Bhuvaneshwar, and the leggy from Afghanistan, Rashid Khan.
Yes.
So two bowlers who can contribute. Basically, the opposition is looking at deleting 8 overs from 20, which means saying that looking at their record over the IPL, they'll say these 8 overs are not going to go away expensive. They're going to be pretty miserly in the way they operate. If we can get runs off them, it's a bonus. But otherwise, on a given office day, these two bowlers do the job pretty well, which means you have to target other bowlers in this 12 overs. and that could be dangerous because then you're taking more chances and of course giving yourself an opportunity to lose your wicket. So I think Sunrisers have been blessed with and also very comfortable now with the demeanor of Shikhar Dhawan as a batsman, scoring runs and also giving themselves that extra luxury to say that, you know, in the power play, if we were to lose the key player, that is skipper David Warner, we have Shikhar with us. It's a great, it's a humbling thing in the dressing room. It's like a balm, a soothing balm, you know, which I think people in the dressing room would be looking forward to now that Shikhar is in form.
And it's a parallel relief for Mumbai Indians also to have Rohit Sharma performing well. Now, obviously, he has been one of the biggest disappointments of the team so far. And although they didn't win this match, at least that's a very important takeaway for them, especially as they look set to go to the Final Four.
Yeah, Rohit is a key member of Mumbai team. He's the captain, and everybody expects him to perform because and looking ahead also, like they have to play the playoffs, and ahead the Champions Trophy is coming. So he is coming out of injury, and he was not doing well, but now he's among the runs. So that is a good news, you know. But I would like him to bat up in the order because in England he has to bat he has to open the innings, and
so perhaps this would give him the confidence to
right now he's batting at number 4. I think he should promote himself, and he should you know, get into habit of opening. So that would be good for him and for the
So
Indian
let's analyze the Mumbai Indians strategy at this point. They're almost assured of a place in the top 4, but the key now is to seal a place in the top 2. But they've just snapped after the winning momentum. Do they take the risk and promote Rohit Sharma up the batting order to give him match practice as an opener in case they need to use that option in the final matches? Or do they stick to the winning combination and play it safe?
I think if Rohit opens the inning, that would be a plus for them, you know. I mean, he's a proven opener for Indian team in T20s as well as in one-days. So if he opens the innings for Mumbai, I think it will be good for Mumbai also. I don't know why he's been not doing so because of the combination of the team or because of his injury. So, but since now he's getting runs and I mean they are sure of their place in playoff, I think he should open and get some practice for the Champions Trophy also.
Indeed. Now, again, looking at Mumbai Indians' strategy at point, we have seen in a lot of previous seasons, they start off poorly and start gaining momentum towards the end of the season. This seems to be some sort of a reversal here. Is anything to be worried, or is just an odd blip? Because they still won 9 out of 12 games. That's quite a phenomenal achievement.
They have been playing very well this season from the beginning itself. Earlier they were thought that they are slow starters and they pick up late, but this time they have played well since the beginning, and they have that momentum going. Maybe it was an off day for them that they didn't get many runs, you know.
Okay.
So I think there is nothing to worry because I probably feel that they'll last in top 2 in the playoffs. Top 2 in the playoffs.
Well, on that note, obviously, we'll be switching on for a short break. But on the other side is the big preview between KKR and Kings XI Punjab. And the big news already coming in at this point is that KKR have won the toss and they've opted to bowl first. How does that impact both teams? We'll decide on the other side of a short break. Stay with us. Well, let's talk now about match number 49, which is to be played in Mohali, where Team Punjab face Gautam Gambhir's Kolkata. Punjab is currently 5th in the points table with 3 matches to play. The team now needs to win all the remaining matches if they want to qualify for the playoffs, and then obviously they have to win all the matches there as well. So we're looking at perhaps 6 straight victories at Team Punjab on the trot in order for them to be IPL champions. That's going to be phenomenal if they achieve. But looking at this game in particular, their batting lineup has to put up some big numbers on board. On the other side, Team Kolkata are already on the driving seat, and they would definitely look to win both the matches to cement their place in the top 2. As we continue to play out those key players at the bottom of the screens, Rajkumar, again, strategies for both teams. For Kings XI Punjab, they have a very, very slim chance. Not only do they have to win all the 3 matches, and they can't afford to even tie or draw one of them. They have to win all the 3 matches. They're all against quality opposition like KKR and Mumbai Indians.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult, but nothing is impossible in cricket, you know. They have got a good side with Maxwell leading them and playing well, you know. They have got good players in Manan, Vohra, Miller, and they have got good match winners. Hashim Amla is in good form. But they have got tough opposition with KKR playing so well, with Sunil Narayan and Lin batting so well. They have got Manish Pandey, Gautam Gambhir himself. I think it's a phenomenal batting lineup.
Absolutely.
And bowling also. They have got good fast bowlers as well as good spinners. So I think it will be difficult for Punjab, you know, to win against KKR.
Shishir, a very critical game because today could possibly decide who will the top four be if, for instance, Punjab fail in the quest against Kolkata.
Important and a must win for both. I say this only because Punjab need to stay alive in the tournament.
Yes.
They need to win this, and Kolkata to keep winning to make sure they get 2 bites at the cherry. It's so important once you make the qualifiers that you get 2 bites at the cherry, because if you don't do that, you're giving yourself one bad day at the office and out of the tournament. All your hard work is done. So for me, it's the challenge. The challenge is basically for the young fast bowler. You know, if they are able to put on. Sadly, every time Hashim Amla has got 100, they've lost the game. So we can hope for one thing. I mean, just to break that that trend that Hashim gets to 99 and gets out and ensures that he wins the match, because his 100 seems to be quite futile in the 2 efforts that he's made with getting brilliant hundreds. But you know, the young bowler, opening bowler Sharma, he's so crucial for Punjab because he seems to get the early wickets and create those inroads into every side. So for me, you know, to knock over Sunil Narayan and Lin is going to be crucial if Punjab put on runs on the board, because they seem to destroy the strategy in the power play. And if they can, if the new ball attack can do that, or the spinners can do that in the power play with the KKR batting, then you're in with a chance. Otherwise, because the first 6 overs seems to be quite embarrassing for oppositions at this stage. And that is something, as Punjab want to win, they need to ensure they don't allow that. Because if they allow that, then they're done and dusted in this tournament.
Let's look at the 2 external factors, Shishir. One obviously being the fact that this, at least for Punjab, is their home ground. So that's one advantage. The second obviously is the toss, KKR deciding to bowl first against Punjab. How do you see both these 2 factors?
Well, the first factor, I think home advantage is important, but I think chasing is a bigger advantage. If you look at the record in the IPL this year, teams that have decided to chase percentage-wise have won most of their games. Mumbai Indians tried to raise the bar for themselves, put pressure on themselves, won the toss and decided to bat because they hadn't been used to, you know, batting first. And look what happened yesterday. So, given a choice, you know, I think it nullifies home advantage when you're chasing, and that is what has been done over the IPL in the last 48 games. But for me, the crucial thing is, again, I reiterate myself that this power play is going to be the most crucial part in being able to destroy or, you know, make inroads into the KKR side.
Okay.
Because if you allow Lin and Narayan to get into the power play without losing a wicket, you can be assured there'll be over 10 runs in over. And that is something that can, you know, make a mockery of any total that the Kings XI put up in this game. And that is something Kings XI wouldn't want. They have to win. It's a must-win for them now.
Absolutely. Now, looking at KKR's point of view, they have been boosted by the likes of Robin Uthappa, Rajkumar. That's obviously a big boost for KKR.
He's been in a good form, and he was out because of some niggle, you know. And since he's back, and they've got the tremendous batting lineup with Manish Pandey, Gautam Gambhir, and Robin Uthappa coming in middle order, as it is. We have seen their openers, Lin and Sunil Narayan. So very destructive batting lineup they have, and it would be very difficult, you know, for Punjab. At least they have to score somewhere around 200 if they want to win this game.
And what about Sunil Narayan? 15 overs, 50 runs. He is clearly, it's not just, he was not just the MVP for KKR when it comes to bowling, but now the big find for the team this season is that he's a pretty good opener as well.
Yeah, big find. You know, he's been used by Gautam as a pinch hitter, and he has been successful. You know, and I mean, he's been doing it regularly now.
Yes.
So Punjab would expect that they get him early. You know, otherwise he's going to be very, very crucial for KKR.
Well, it all comes down at this point to the points table, and that is where the permutations and combinations and all the roads to the final come into place. So my producers are with me. Let's quickly take a look at the current points table where the teams stand, and we'll try and analyze. There it is. Mumbai look quite comfortable. To quickly sum up, Mumbai look quite comfortable. They're assured of a place in the top 4. Not yet in the top 2, but they look very good indeed. Perhaps the only team which has their road to the final pretty smooth. But for Kolkata and Pune, they both have 2 games in hand, and they look pretty on top of the table, but they're not, because if they lose both these games, and if Punjab win all 3 of the games, then we are looking at a potential 3-way tie. Now again, in that case as well, all 3 teams will still qualify if Hyderabad loses their last game. But if Hyderabad wins, that gives them 17 points, which means they're also assured of a place in the finals. Of course, then we come to Hyderabad, to Punjab, the only team with an outside chance of making it to the top 4 and disrupting the top 4 of Mumbai, Kolkata, Pune and Hyderabad. Punjab, obviously, as we told you, have to win all 3 games and then hope that their run rate is better than at least Pune or at least Kolkata in order for them to enter to the quarterfinal, to the top 4. Obviously, Gujarat, Delhi and Bangalore are out of the mix, but there's still pride to play for, and obviously with the added bonus of stopping a team's progress to the final. Rajkumar, as we look at that points table, who do you think is really the team to watch out for at this point? Because if you look at momentum clearly, that's not necessarily with the top 2 teams in the spot.
Well, I think KKR and Mumbai are going to be the top 2.
Okay.
This is what I feel, and Pune and Hyderabad would be the next 2 teams. I think it's very difficult for Punjab to win all 3 games, and that too against very good opposition. So I think the top 4 teams which are there right now are going to make it to the playoffs.
Shishi, what are your predictions for the top 4?
Well, I had predicted after about 3 games, Mumbai, KKR and of course Sunrisers. And the 4th was a questionable decision. But I think Pune deserve it with the way they've played. I mean, they've played probably better than the others below them. So I'd go with these 4 teams, unless, of course, Kings XI perform beyond expectations, because, you know, winning 3 T20 games on the trot, or winning all their games on the trot, would be creating history not only for themselves but for the IPL itself, because that's something that would embarrass a lot of teams. And having gone so far, I don't think other teams are going to throw in the towel so easily. So let's expect these 4 teams. As I said, Mumbai Indians, Kolkata
So while
Knight
the consensus is that Mumbai, Kolkata, Pune and Hyderabad seem to be in pole position to take the top 4, it's important to remember that Kings XI have absolutely nothing to lose, and that makes them a very dangerous team or not. Well, Kings XI Punjab have about 3.5 hours to ensure that they remain in a contention for an IPL playoff spot, but obviously KKR will be looking intent to ensure that Punjab's hopes are snuffed out well and for good. That's all the time that we have on Cricket Carnival T20. Thank you so much, Rajkumar Sharma and Shishir, for joining us with your perspectives. It's time for a short break. More news and updates on the other side. Stay with us.
It's a good delivery, full of legs. That's gone for 6 runs.